What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to this week's episode of Punters Playbook, where I try and line the inside of your wallet with a little bit of punting glory. Okay, talk a little bit of politics before we get into the rugby league and the MMA and the Ruddy Raras. Okay, I'm a little bit under the weather. Okay, I'm feeling a little bit. I got the man flu. I'm pretty sure. It's that time of the year. It's winter, and everyone's getting a little bit sick. Right, so I feel a bit fatigued. So if at any point in the video I'm not at my usual rugby league commentary best, it's because I'm feeling a little under the weather. All right. You guys, there's been 15 episodes. I don't know, 12 episodes, 10 episodes of Punters Playbooks so far. All right. So you guys know the schedule. We're going to hit a bit of Tippers Playbook. I'm going to give you my tips for the round. Penrith versus the Bulldogs. I think this is going to be a tight game. I think it's going to be a little bit of a push and shove. I don't think we're going to see the Penrith that we've seen all year. I know it's easy to just go, Penrith have sucked 99% of the time. I think they're probably going to suck again. No, I actually think on the contrary here, guys. I think Penrith are winning games. They're in the 8. That's fuel for the fire. All the big dogs are back. They're well rested. I think they're going to beat the Bulldogs, guys. I think they're going to beat the Bulldogs, all right? And this is my most anticipated game for the round. I really hope it doesn't flop. I really hope Penrith play like old school Penrith and they beat the Bulldogs. Up next at Brookvale Oval, Manly versus the Tigers. Manly need to win this game. There's a lot of controversy with Anthony Seibold keeping his coaching position, and he needs to win games. So. Look, I don't know. I really don't have a dog in this race. Tigers are Manly. Tigers have looked good. Manly haven't looked good. Tigers haven't won all their games, but they have sort of these close losses. So I'm going to pick the Tigers here. I'm actually going to pick the Tigers to beat Manly. Raiders versus Canberra. Oh, Knights versus Canberra. Sorry. Brain fart. I'm going to go with the Raiders here, obviously. Broncos versus the Warriors. The Broncos seem like they have a little bit more momentum behind them, a little bit more movement. Good comeback win against the Sharks, but I think the Sharks are an inconsistent side, and a win over the Sharks isn't they're back. And then who do they beat before that? The Titans. Come on. I don't think the Broncos are back. I think they've just had two close wins. Because you look at that Sharks game, they were getting blown out of the water. And the Warriors are a defensively sound team, even though they lost to Penrith last week. I think they're going to have a better chance against the Broncos here. I'm picking the Wars. Dragons versus Parramatta. I'm going to pick Parramatta here. Footy Dean leading the pack, leading from the helm. He put the Titans to the sword last week. I think he's going to do it again against the Dragons, guys. Give me Para. The Dolphins versus the Rabbitohs. All right. 2 Suncorp games in one weekend. I really wanted to turn up and watch these 2 games live, but due to scheduling issues, all right, and me falling a little under the weather, or feeling as though I'm falling under the weather, it's completely out of the picture now. Dolphins, Rabbitohs. I'm going to pick the Rabbitohs here, guys. Staying loyal to my club. I think this is a hard game. Yes, we have played against the 4 horsemen, or the 4 horses of the apocalypse, whatever, Warriors, Bulldogs, Storm, Raiders. Okay. Yeah, we've played the top 4, but I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I think the Dolphins, even though they lost last week against the Knights, it's still going to be a tough game. But we got the stars back. Cody Walker's back. Campbell Graham's back. So, yeah. And someone else, I'm not sure. But anyway, we got a few boys back, so should be a really good game, that one. Melbourne versus the Sharks. I'm going to go with Melbourne. Sharks won the last appearance. Yeah, I can see the Sharks having a big upset, inconsistent win. But then I can also see the fact that it's an Amy Park, it's a day game, and the Storm are probably going to blow them out of the water. And then round off the round. Titans versus Cowboys. I'm going to have a crack at the Cowboys. I'm going to have a crack at the Cowboys here, guys. Full squad. Todd Payton. Yeah, not a lose 3 times kind of guy. Not a loser 3 in a row kind of guy. So give me the Cowboys. That's Tippers Playbook. That's all my picks. Penrith Tigers, Raiders, Warriors, Parramatta, South Sydney, the Storm, and the Cowboys. So should be a good round of rugby league. I hope you guys, if you take my picks, if you follow me down my dark path, then you might be winning your tipping comp. Now for stats, multis, right? Everything everyone's here to see. The bread and butter. I'm gonna grab some stats from my lovely assistant. Thank you, Penrith Canterbury Bulldogs.
Penrith has won each of its last 8 matches against teams on a winning streak. Each of Penrith's last 5 home matches have gone under the total match points line. Thomas Jenkins has been the first try scorer in each of Penrith's last 2 matches. In Penrith's last 6 matches at Combank Stadium, the opposition's starting left wing has scored at least 1 try. Luke Garner has scored at least 1 try in each of his 5 previous home appearances against Canterbury. Bronson Xerri has scored at least 1 try in 5 of his last 6 away appearances against opponents that were ranked in the top 8. Multi, you've put Luke Garner anytime and Penrith to win.
Yeah, guys, so nice and simple one there. Luke Garner, good form, good style. Pretty sure he's playing back row, second row, whatever you want to call it. Middle of winter, right, guys? It'll be 1st of July, or we'll be in July by the time this game's played, I believe. No, we won't be. I don't know. We won't be. We'll still be. We'll be on the cusp of July, okay? And you know what that means? That's the dead of winter, all right? That's the lone dove flies, all right? And it's back rower weather. When it's nice and chilly out, rug up and, watch a back rower shoot through a hole. So, yeah, give me Luke Garner there and give me Penrith to win. Nice, simple, easy one. A lot of the multis for this weekend's round are pretty simple. I haven't gone too over the top. Stats for the Manly Tigers game, please.
The underdog has won each of Manly's last 8 matches. Each of Manly's last 6 home matches against the West Tigers have gone over the total match points line. Manly has won the first half in each of its last 11 matches against the West Tigers. I've got a name here. Appy
Carousel.
That's the one. Has scored a try in each of his last 4 appearances against Manly. In 3 of Manly's last 4 home matches, the opposition starting 5/8 has scored a try. Adam Dewey has scored a try in 3 of West Tigers' last 4 matches against teams on a losing streak. Cherry Evans has scored at least 1 try in 5 of his last 6 appearances against West Tigers. And Cooler has scored at least 1 try in each of Manly's last 5 matches at 4 Pines Park. Multi, you've put Luai anytime and Dewey anytime.
Nice and simple one, guys. Luai looked really keen for a try last week against the Raiders, who are a pretty defensively sound team. And there's a stat in there about, the 5'8" or whatever, halfback, whatever, scoring a try against Manly. So I like that one. And then there was an Adam Dewey stat in there too that I like. So just 2 Tigers try scorers getting over the line. Knights Raiders, please.
Canberra has won each of its last 7 matches against opponents that were ranked lower on the ladder. 11 of Newcastle's last 12 night matches have gone under the total match points line. Zach Hosking has scored a try in 4 of Canberra's last 5 matches as a favourite. Joseph Tarpini has scored a try in 4 of Canberra's last 5 away matches against opponents that were ranked lower on the ladder. In 8 of Canberra's last 9 matches at McDonald Jones Stadium, the opposition's starting left wing has scored at least 1 try, and Dominic Young has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 7 home appearances against opponents that were ranked higher on the ladder. Multi, Strange, first try scorer.
Simple one, guys. As I said, keeping it really simple. Ethan Strange, who has scored in each of his last 3 appearances, I'm pretty sure it was. He's scoring tries, all right, and I think he's going to get it over the line first here, definitely against Newcastle. Though, if I'm to then counteract my multi, Newcastle tend to score often they score the first try, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm riding or dying with it. Ethan Strange, first try scorer. Brisbane Broncos versus the Warriors, please.
The away team has won each of New Zealand's last 6 matches. 7 of New Zealand's last 8 matches as an underdog have gone over the total match points line. Leka Halasima has scored a try in each of New Zealand's last 4 away matches against opponents that were ranked in the top 8. Rocco Berry has scored at least 1 try in each of his last 3 away appearances. Karapani has scored 2 tries in each of Brisbane's last 2 matches. The Shib has scored at least 1 try in each of Brisbane's last 4 home matches. Karapani to score 2 or more for your multi.
Yeah, pretty simple there. Karapani, 2 tries. Right, he scored 2 tries the week before and last week, so make it a hat trick for weeks of getting doubles, whatever. Really simple, actually super simple, and I got another one coming up in another game. So, Dragons Parramatta, please.
St George has won each of its last 12 matches as a favourite after a bye. Each of Parramatta's last 4 matches have gone under the total match points line. In 11 of Para's last 13 away matches, the opposition starting right wing has scored at least 1 try. Dylan Brown has scored a try in each of Para's last 3 matches outside of Sydney. Kyle Flanagan has scored at least 1 try in each of his 3 previous appearances within St George, with St George as a favourite at Wynn Stadium. In each of Parramatta's last 2 matches, its starting halfback has scored a try, and your multi is Footy Dean anytime.
You know it, guys. You got to love the Footy Dean hype, alright? It's that time of year. There's a certain buzz in the air, and it's just, you hear a whistle of a bird in the wind, and it's usually singing the song of Footy Dean, alright? Scoring tries, can't kick it and can pass. And I'm going Footy Dean anytime, alright? He's paying $5.40, something like that. So that gets me out of bed of a morning. Dragons versus Rabbitohs, please.
South Sydney has lost each of its last 11 away matches following a loss. 9 of South Sydney's last 10 away matches have gone under the total match points line. Herbie Farnworth has scored at least 1 try in each of the Dolphins' last 6 night matches. Cody Nikorima has scored a try in each of the Dolphins' last 6 matches as favourites. Latrell Mitt has scored at least 1 try in 8 of his last 9 appearances at Suncorp Stadium, and Alex Johnston has scored at least 1 try in each of South Sydney's last 5 matches. Multi, AJ to score 2 or more.
AJ to score 2 or more, alright. He's 6 away from tying for the NRL record for tries, and he's 7 away from beating it. So I think they're going to push him through the pipeline. They're going to get him scoring tries whenever they can get him scoring tries, all right? So, yeah, that left edge is going to be on fire. Cody's back. Trell's out there as per usual, and they're going to be sending the pill that way early often. Come on, guys. Campbell Graham's back. Melbourne Storm, Cronulla Sharks, please.
Melbourne has won each of its last 9 matches at Amy Park. Each of Melbourne's last 6 home matches against Cronulla have gone over the total match points line. Tyran Wishart has scored a try in each of Melbourne's last 3 matches. Josh King has scored a try in each of Melbourne's last 3 day matches at Amy Park. Adam Fanua-Blake has scored a try in 3 of Cronulla's last 4 matches as an underdog. And in each of Cronulla's last 3 matches, the opposition starting 5'8" has scored at least 1 try. Your multi, you've gone for Josh King anytime and Adam Fanua-Blake anytime.
2 big boys pushing their way over the line, nice and simple. Probably not going to happen, but Josh King, Adam Fanua-Blake. That's the kind of game I'm thinking it's going to be. Gold Coast Titans, North Queensland Cowboys, please.
North Queensland has lost 5 of its last 6 matches at Cbus Super Stadium. Each of North Queensland's last 7 matches as Cbus has gone under the total match points line. North Queensland has lost the first half in 7 of its last 8 away matches. Cam Piera has scored 2 tries in each of Gold Coast's last 3 matches. Jackson Purdue has scored at least one try in 4 of North Queensland's last 5 matches as a favourite. Nanai has scored at least one try in 4 of his previous appearances against Gold Coast. And AJ Brimson has scored at least one try in 4 of Gold Coast's last 5 home matches against North Queensland. You've gone for Brimo anytime and Purdue anytime.
Brimo anytime, Purdue anytime, alright? Yeah. 5'8", fullbacks, what do you want from me, alright? Queensland multi, alright? That's all the multis. Alright, as I said, a lot of simple, a lot of easy ones in there. Dipping our toe into some other waters, okay? Yeah. Onto the board. Everyone's favourite time of the day. Everyone's favourite segments. Alright, cash cows, locks, long shots. I don't know as far as screen quality, what you can, what you can't see on the board. But really good handwriting, thanks to the assistant. Cash cows. Penrith, $2.10. Tigers, $2.75. Wars, $2.40. Rabbits, $2.40. Para, $2.20. And Titans, $2.15. It's a cash cow kind of round. There's a lot of teams, in my opinion, being overlooked, and that's my favourite kind of round. And you'll understand later on. You'll understand where I'm going with the cash cows here. Okay. Locks for the rugby league. I got the Raiders. I got the Storm. I got the Doggies. $1.35, $1.42, $1.73. All right. There's some odds in there. Familiar faces. They've been in there all year. Long shots, Sharks, $3.25, and the Knights at $2.90, who have been forever banished to the lockbox. As for UFC goes this weekend, Kai Kara France is paying $3 as a cash cow. Oliveira, he's paying $4.40. I could have put him in the long shots box, but I think, Charles might have a better chance than what a lot of people give on. And then Peyton Talbot at $2.60. Locks, Ilya, $1.22. Brandon Royval, $1.98. And Jacoby Smith at $1.03. That's a serious lock. And then long shots for the UFC. Nico Price at $12.50. Okay? Put $10 on that. Put $10 on that, I swear. That's it. Cash cows, locks, long shots. All pretty simple, guys. Makes sense? You got it. All right. Try time. Luke Garner, $5.40. Lockie Galvin, $5.60. All right, I've dipped my toe into some really deep water there. Heath Mason at $3.30. He's playing fullback for the Tigers, as far as I'm concerned. Cooler at $2.45. Jed Stewart, $2.02. I like what I've seen last week. Bradman Best, $2.75. Rocco Berry, $3.40. And Katoni Staggs at $2.55. Zach Lomax at $1.94. Clint Gufferson at $2.35. Trell Mitt, $2.35. Herbie Farmworth, $2.15. Grano Anderson, $2.55. Elise Katoa, I'm getting my Katoas mixed up. The Katoa that plays for the Sharks, and Sione Katoa, $2.25. Jackson Purdue, $2.25. And Jojo Fafito, $2.90. I think there's some great odds in there, guys. Particularly looking into I don't know, no one in particular, alright? No one in particular. The new segment that we've added, Trawler Bet, alright? Didn't do well last week. The first leg of it failed, actually. The first leg of the Trawler Bet failed on us. So, that is what it is. But I'm not sure if any of the others got up. Might have been a few in there, but Trawler Bet this week. And we're going back over the cash cows. 5 cash cow teams, 5 legs in the Trawler Bet. I'm taking Penrith, Tigers, Wars, Para, Souths in a 5-game multi-parlay. I don't know what you call them, alright? But I'm picking all the underdogs here. Penrith, Tigers, Wars, Para, Souths. Thanks for coming. That's the board, guys. That's the board, and that's the multis, that's the stats, and that's Punters Playbook. That's everything that you need to see and hear in Punters Playbook, okay? Once again, thanks for watching. Okay. I don't think I have anything to address. I don't think I have anything to say. Sorry about the abruptness, the speed of the video, maybe. I know I breezed through a lot of segments here. As I said, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, okay? Hang me out to dry if you want, but I'm feeling a little under the weather. I need a bowl of soup. I need a warm bed. All right, I need socks on my feet. All the things that the person under the weather needs, okay, is what I need. I don't need multis right now. It's a Wednesday. I need socks, soup, and bed. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out my socials, Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying to put out clips, highlights, all that good stuff over there. So there's actually more content to actually consume. All right, clips from the videos that you may have missed, whatever. Yeah. They're on the screen now. You know it. All right, go check them out. And then, as always, like, subscribe, join the crew, and I will see you next week for round recap. Or, I might do some content over the weekend. We might live stream a game. We might live stream the UFC on Sunday. Anyways, guys, I'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your rugby league this weekend, and stay high, stay dry. Peace.